Hi.
Hey, I'm Liz.
Hey,
nice to meet
you.
in person.
Yes.
Before you grab a seat,
Yeah.
can I offer you something to drink first?
I'd love some water.
Some water.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. I'm going to get you some water.
Okay.
Feel free to sit down anywhere you like, and I'll be back in just a second.
Either one?
Either one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's so great to actually get to meet you in person.
Yes, because we talked on the phone weeks ago.
Yeah.
So you're here. This is such a pretty office.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have an okay time finding the office?
Yes.
Sometimes people have trouble with the parking.
Yeah. And I'm sorry about that. I was 5 minutes late. I forget about the parking piece when I go places.
Yeah.
But this was great. And especially for next time, I know where to go.
Cool. Awesome. Well, before we really dive into what's bringing you here today, I want to take a couple minutes to go over just some stuff about how therapy works.
Oh, yeah.
Informed consent and stuff like that.
That's great. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So, first, just a little bit about me. I'm a social work intern, which means that I am in weekly supervision with my supervisor. Her name is Dr. Flora. This is actually her office, so I'll pass along the compliment to her.
She did great.
Yeah, so appreciate that. Both of us are bound by confidentiality. So I do discuss what's going on with me and some aspects of my caseload when I meet with her weekly. Both of us cannot share that information with anybody else except for a handful of pretty rare special circumstances that I'm going to explain to you. Okay. So, first of all, if you're ever thinking about hurting yourself, I want you to know that doesn't mean I'm going to immediately call someone or, try and get you, in the inpatient immediately or, we're going to be able to talk about that. I'm a therapist. This is a safe space for you to talk about how you're feeling, right?
Okay.
But I am required to report when I feel like there's imminent harm. So what does that mean for me?
Yeah.
It means I really believe that's what you want to do. That's what's going to happen, meaning you have a plan. You have the means to do it. You have the intention to do it. And I believe in, I touched my microphone. Okay, I'm going to just say, and I believe in my heart of hearts that if you leave this office, you're going to seriously harm yourself or somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the difference between I share it, have thoughts versus I tell you I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the simplest way to explain it. Yeah. So, I can also share your information if you give me written consent, like you want me to share your information with another provider, something like that. Or if I was required to do so by law, like if your records were subpoenaed and it was signed by a judge, I would be compelled to share that information that way. Pretty rare, but it is an example. And I'm also something called a mandated reporter, which means if I have serious concerns that child abuse is happening, elder abuse, abuse of a vulnerable adult, something like that, then I'm required to report it. So that's sort of the basics of informed consent and how confidentiality works. Does that all make sense?
No, it makes sense. I also appreciate how you walked through this. I've been to therapy before, but this it feels a little more collaborative.
Yeah. Actually, I'm so glad that you say that. Right. That's a perfect segue to the very next thing I was going to say, which is some basics about therapy expectations and sort of how therapy works. Okay. And the first thing that I like to share with people is that therapy is a collaborative process. We both are active participants. So, way to predict the next one.
Yeah. And I think that's what I want.
Awesome.
Yeah, I want to feel more like a we versus just I sit and talk to a wall.
Yeah. Before jumping into some of the stuff about how therapy will work with us. Can I get your signature real quick on this informed consent paperwork?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So everything you said about, like when you would have to share my information.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fine.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay. So right here.
Yep.
Great.
Thanks so much.
Yes, I could do that.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, like we were talking about, therapy is a collaborative process. You have actually a lot of rights. I want you to know that you always have a right to ask me questions or know more about why something's going a certain way, or what my approach is, or any sort of thing like that. Questions. I don't mind at all. And you have a right to a second opinion. Like if you wanted to meet with someone else and see what they're like, or what their style is, or their impression of what's going on.
Wow.
Encouraged to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And, maybe it's like not the most fun to think about, but not every client and clinician are always going to hit it off for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be like that, it's just sometimes it is what it is. And if at any point you ever feel like maybe we're just not like clicking, maybe we're just not a good match, I really want you to know that's normal. Okay. No hard feelings. And I would appreciate it if you, told me, and I'm not like, where did Joe go? But, if that happens, I understand. And if you want, I can also provide you with referrals if that ever were to happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So good reason to bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. But I hope we do get along. And I think we will.
Yeah. I'm feeling very good. I feel really comfortable. And you're asking me to let you know.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I can do that.
Awesome. I also want you to know, sort of on the related note of, if you feel like we don't hit it off, you have the right to terminate therapy at any time. And I like to, in our first meeting, actually talk about the idea of termination. For most people, therapy doesn't last forever. And as we, get into everything that's going on with you, figure out what we're trying to do here, we want to be keeping your goals in mind in every step of the way and be actively working towards them. And we're going to be mindful of, what does our work together coming to an end actually look like? And be monitoring that together as we progress. So, yeah, there's good terminations too. So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, right. How do you feel about all of that? I feel really good. I appreciate you walking me through it, but I do feel like I want to tell you, now I want to tell you what I want to do.
I want you to do that too. You're sending it with egways.